I'm Kaila, and I'm here with my friend Staffin. We're both students as partners with UCD Teaching and Learning, and we wanted to chat about what active and collaborative learning means to you as students. As students, we might be more used to a traditional lecture hall. You come into a large room, sit and face the blackboard, and listen to the teacher lecture. But there are other ways to learn that can sometimes help you be a little more engaged. Active and collaborative learning is a way of learning that wants to look beyond that traditional model. You may not have heard the term, but if you've done group work, case studies, or acted out a role in class, then you've done a little active and collaborative learning. If this style of learning is totally new to you, then nothing to fear. Staffin and I had the chance to chat with a few students about their experiences with active and collaborative learning, and we wanted to share their thoughts with each other and with you. One of the really interesting themes that came from my conversations with students was about openness to the new experience that active and collaborative learning presents. The students that I talked to mentioned that this new style of learning can be a little scary at first, but that keeping an open mind helped them adjust and find the fun in it. Staffin, would you mind talking a little bit about openness from your conversations with students?
Sure, thanks, Kaila. Absolutely. Openness was something students really emphasized in our conversations. So the students I spoke to admitted that they felt a bit uncertain or even nervous at first when introduced to active and collaborative learning. But what helped them most was approaching it with an open mind. One student shared that transitioning quickly from the resistance to acceptance stage made a huge difference in enjoying the process. So another student pointed out that although initial group activities felt a bit forced or stressful, stepping into it openly led to a stronger peer connection and a richer college experience. So, keeping an open mind can truly transform how beneficial and enjoyable active learning becomes.
Yeah, definitely. Uncertainty about new experiences is perfectly normal, but it's helpful to remember that this is new for other students too. You aren't alone. Another benefit to active and collaborative learning that I gleaned from talking with students was kind of right in the name. You have so many more opportunities to be active in your own learning experience. You do have to come prepared, but this can be a chance to make sure that you really understand what you'll be covering in class. That way, you're ready to ask questions and be engaged in the classroom. A couple of students mentioned that they even talk to other students who've taken a course before them or check out the room ahead of time to feel more confident on the day. Staffin, did the students you spoke to mention any ways that they've been able to direct their own learning with active and collaborative learning methods?
Yeah, definitely, Kela. So students mentioned that active and collaborative learning encouraged them to take ownership of their studies, which made learning more engaging and meaningful. So they highlighted how preparing ahead, whether it was through reading materials, watching videos, or even checking out the classroom setup beforehand, made them feel more confident and ready to participate fully in class. So one student also shared that varied medium of instructions like audio, visual, and interactive methods helped him stay engaged and really absorb the material. So it seems the key is preparation and actively participating to get the most out of these classes.
Yeah, that definitely makes a lot of sense. When faced with something new, getting as much information as you can in advance can take some of that fear away. I'd also love to mention that the students we spoke with really emphasized that this style of learning is great preparation for the future. Students spoke about the value of teamwork and communication, skills that would be beneficial in other modules and in the workplace after graduation. Because active and collaborative learning puts you in the driver's seat of your education, you have to adapt to working with other students and your instructors as collaborators in learning. And you learn to speak with each other, sharing what you need and listening to the needs of others to create a really collaborative environment. Staffin, from your conversations with students, is there anything interesting that you learned about teamwork, communication, or other workplace skills?
Uh, Absolutely, Kala. So students really felt that active and collaborative learning prepares them exceptionally well for the future, particularly regarding teamwork and communication skills. One student noted significant improvement in his confidence, presentation skills, and the ability to handle difficult team dynamics. Skills that he knows will benefit him in his professional life. Another student emphasized that collaboration isn't just academic skill; it's essential in the corporate environment as well. So students consistently mentioned that learning how to effectively collaborate, communicate clearly, and manage different perspectives was some of the greatest benefits they gained, skills that definitely extend beyond the classroom. And an additional interesting thing I noticed from the conversations was that a variety of perspectives on digitalization in collaborative classrooms. So One student mentioned clearly that he was not in favor of increased digitalization, saying it reduced classroom interaction. He felt digital devices could, create distractions and actually discourage face-to-face conversation. So he acknowledged that this might sound a bit old school, but stressed how essential genuine classroom interactions are. So, however, another student had a totally different viewpoint. He mentioned preferring a more digitalized approach rather than a traditional pen paper method, feeling this better supported collaborative and engagement. So this contrast highlights that active and collaboration learning can look different for everyone, and there's a real value in understanding these diverse preferences or perspectives.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point. Active and collaborative learning is like any other learning style. There may be things that you like and things that don't quite suit you, but you never know unless you try. These are just a few of the things that we learned from other students in our conversations about active and collaborative learning. We hope that you find their thoughts and tips helpful the next time that you find yourself doing this learning style in class. Remember, your learning is about you, and active and collaborative learning is just another way to help you learn and grow. Thank you for watching.